morning, Suzanne.
Oh,
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I've got a lot to do, but I feel really positive. I got a booking yesterday, so that's
Mm.
fun and made me think, you were because our focus is abundance. I just made myself think about the fact that I wasn't going to stress myself out about when I would get my next book, and I haven't.
That's great.
Yeah, it's funny because I texted my older sister and she said, I knew you'd be fine. I started laughing.
I had kind of a similar thing. I didn't really plan to work in April or May because of the van. I was focused on getting the van done. And then I got a little anxious about, taking 2 months off. And so uh Lori Joe, I don't you know Lori Joe, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She posted something in Avatars about a book that she couldn't do because she wasn't feeling well.
Oh,
And
I remember that.
I messaged her about it and she was like, yeah, you're the first person to respond. Do you want it? I would love for it to be you. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So I I went ahead and did that. Well, of all of the things that I have done in the audiobook industry, mastering has always eluded me. And I every time I've asked someone to teach me how to master, they're like really cagey about it and kind of don't want to. And I have this theory, and I've asked other people about this, and they think it's right. I have this theory that because everyone does mastering differently, uh, and there's sort of no like set way to do it, people are like nervous that the way that they do it isn't quite right and they don't want to expose it. So no one really wants to show each other how to master unless it's someone like Jen Blom, who's awesome and made like a video of it, and she ended up sending it to me eventually. But there's this guy James Romick who he'll kind of do that too. He'll just sort of like walk you through how to use Reaper and do stuff. So he spent some time with me on mastering. Well, there was like something wrong with it, and we ended up spending like 2 different days on it, and then it still didn't quite set. So it turned out into this thing where I was like, oh my gosh, I should never have taken this project. This is exactly why I wasn't going to work, because there's so much that goes into, making a book. And then if something goes wrong, it's even so. But then I told myself, you know what? You're complaining about something good. You're complaining about
Right.
something that is, a gift, and don't do that. So I just sort of let it go. And then almost immediately after changing my mindset, it all worked out. I turned the book in, and the author sent me a thing to do 2 more series for her in the fall.
Nice.
And it really just makes such a huge difference when you just decide that you're not going to complain about stuff and that you're going to be grateful for things instead of anxious about things. The proof is in the pudding every time, but it's one of those lessons that I feel like I just have to keep learning again and again and again.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to maintain that positive headspace sometime. And, see, the thing is, the difference between you and me is I outsource all that stuff. I'm like, maybe I can sit here and try and figure out, maybe now that I'm doing this full time, I'll try.
Suzanne, I usually outsource it, but I also don't usually read romance. And I felt very shy about sending this romance to people that I knew. And I was like, I need to figure out how to do this myself.
Well, it can definitely save you money doing. Good morning, Lori.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. So, yeah, I'm just listening to you guys.
I wanted
Well,
to give a couple extra minutes because the reminder email did not go out this morning.
no, it didn't.
It
I had to
didn't.
find a pre one, and I thought, oh, boy. I had gone through and I had been trying to clean out my email, and I'm glad I didn't clean it out too much.
I'll double check that I have those scheduled right for moving forward, but we'll just give a
I,
couple extra minutes here.
I thought maybe you were just tired of editing out all that pre-conversation and thought, that's it. We're just going to control this. You are not invited anymore. I've had to edit you too many times. I thought, well, there's your sign.
No, the little conversation each morning is almost my favorite part because I mean, as much as I need you all to give me this time to meditate, if we weren't doing this all together, you know, I would fall behind or not do it some days or whatever. Um, I really like I technically I could do the 15 minutes of meditation alone, but I can't have a conversation alone.
Well, you can, but people think you're
Well,
weird.
yes, that's true. I could, but I might need to go get some help for that if that's the
That's right.
case.
You might need a padded room.
Yeah, we'll just give like one more minute here just in case anyone is, you know, searching for the email and doesn't realize what time it is because they didn't get it.
It's funny that, though, that you were talking about outsourcing because I have never ever outsourced anything, and I other than when I work directly with a publisher. But even then, I have a really hard time because I've had audio come back. People are like, "This is just awful, awful," and I'm like, "Wow, is it that bad?" And
Oh,
sometimes
no.
I get back in there, and it's the editing, and they've taken out all of the
Yes.
they take out these pauses and you're like, no, that right there, that needed a pause.
I was
You
supposed
know?
to. Yeah. No, that's one of the reasons why I used to do my own stuff. But then, you know, I got to the point where I just didn't really, I don't know, like I just decided it wasn't worth the time because it it just wasn't. I mean, I
Yeah.
needed to be doing other things. And so I really haven't done my own stuff for, I mean, gosh, I hadn't worked on ACX in like 10 years. And
Wow.
I just never got around to doing that again because I'd have you know, as soon as I was feeling like, oh, I need to get on something, I'd have someone send me something and be like, hey, can you do this? So I just sort of never took the initiative to like really, my profile on there is sorely out of date. And I need to go back and do some stuff. But this was my first ACX book in that long. And it was a great learning experience. Now I feel like I can do more stuff where I like talk to authors and, you know, court them into the process. And yeah, I think it's really good. But you're right, it can be tough to hand your stuff over to someone else and to trust that they're gonna do what's gonna make you sound good.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where if they pay me real cash, I'm kind of like, it's yours. You can do what you want with it. just don't make it an AI, okay? It'd be the
Yeah.
worst AI ever. Don't do that. So
All right, well, let's go ahead and it is it's a little after 9:10. So let's go ahead and get started here. I hope we didn't leave anyone out because of that email, but we'll fix it for tomorrow. So just bringing it in, bringing it toward that anchor, whatever it might be. Just calming those thoughts. And making sure, oh, good, Elizabeth joined us. And making sure that as you let go of these other thoughts, as you focus in on that anchor, that first you have that sensation of narrowing down to this one point, but that once you get comfortable with that, you begin to have this sensation of expansion of that one point. You let that focal spot get bigger and bigger until it fills up your mind, fills up your awareness of your entire body inside your skin, begins to fill up your awareness of the room around you, and continues to expand and grow outward, but still remains one point. Allowing that process for the next 15 minutes. Oh. Coming back into your body, back into the world. Let's see what our quote for today is. Pulling it up here. Okay, today we have your faith can move mountains and your doubt can create them.
That's a fact.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Emily. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Thanks. Bye,
you.
everybody.